Hello, sixth grade. We are doing investigation 1.4, summary notes, variables, and patterns. And what we focused on today again is using our graphs and our tables. And this time we interpreted something called average speed. And we can get average speed based on our table or our graph. And an average speed is the number of miles per hour averaged over the entire trip. So our question here is, how can we calculate an average speed from a table? What you would do is you divide the total distance traveled by the total number. So our total distance is 35, and our total time it took was 7. Now we don't know if that was 7 minutes. This isn't labeled very well, or what have you, 7 hours, things like that, or if this was miles or meters. So in any case, we are dividing 35 divided by 7, which would be 5, and then we would put our label. So if it was miles per hour, meters per second, things of that sort. So you know what, let's put meters per second on this one. Meters per second, or sometimes you might see it written that way, meters per second. Now, how can we calculate an average speed if we're given a graph? So first you're going to find the coordinates of the last point on the graph. You're going to find your x and your y. Then you're going to divide the distance, which is your y, by the time, which is your x. So if, again, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, my last point that I can get would be right here. Okay, so my x is 3 and my y is 9. So it says divide the y by the x. So we're going to do 9 divided by 3, which is 3. And again, your label, miles per hour, meters per second, whatever it would be. All right, so let's practice that on the bottom. Here we have our table, and it says find the average speed from the table. So once again, we're going to divide the total distance traveled by the total time. So my total distance traveled is 7 divided by 14. Okay, and again, if I don't have my calculator, remember, when we divide, we can just say 7 over 14, which is 1/2. Then my label is here, kilometers per minute. So in this case, I do 1/2 kilometer per minute. You could just put a slash per minute. So now we have 3 different graphs down here. So let's use graph A. So when we're doing our graphs, we want to find the last point we can have, which is here. So it's 50 is my x, and my y, if I go straight up, would be 250. So then we said we're taking our, remember, x comma y. We're taking 250 and dividing it by 50, which equals 5. So if I look at my labels on my graph, okay, I have distance in meters and seconds. So this is meters per second. Let's do line B. Line B, here's my last point, and my x is 60, and my y is 150. So therefore, I am doing 150 divided by 60. Okay, and if I type that in my calculator, or if I don't have a calculator, I'll just show you how easy this is. Okay, cross out my zeros, divide by 10, and then 6 goes into 15, 2, and 3 6 left over. So this would be 2 and 1/2 meters per second. So that one was 5, this is 2. Makes sense. Okay, my slope of my line is a little bit less. It's not as steep, so we're going slower. Now here, we didn't take a direct route. We're not going at a same pace all the way through, but again, we're just looking for overall what was our average speed. So my last point here, okay, is going to still be 60. My height looks somewhere around, well, let's say 60. Let's make our math easy. So we're doing 60 divided by 60, which is 1, and then again, meter per second. So this person went on average slower, makes sense. They didn't get as far, okay, as this person.